Hey everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we are going to be unboxing Irene's first full album, Biggest Fan. I am so excited for this unboxing today. So I have all three of the versions that they initially announced. So they have a Photobook version, a TV version, and then a compact version over here. I will say I only have the I'm Your Photobook version cover because SM announced very late after pre-orders started for whatever reason. They announced that there would be two different covers for the Photobook version. The Photobooks and all of the inclusions inside are going to be the same, but the covers are different. So, of course, when I pre-ordered, kind of sort of like when the pre-orders first opened up, I only pre-ordered one Photobook version because I thought there was only going to be one. So the one I got was the I'm Your cover, but there is also another cover that is the You're Mine cover, or You're My cover, I think is what it's called. So I will have that eventually on hand because there is a fourth version that SM decided to announce and release. It hasn't released yet. I think it releases later this month, sometime in April, but there is a Bebe version. So what I did is I pre-ordered the Bebe version, and also in the same order, I pre-ordered just another two CD set of the Photobook version. So I really want that blue cover because you guys know me, my blue is my favorite color. So I really wanted the blue cover. So in order to guarantee myself the blue cover, I just got another Photobook set with the Bebe version. So you'll probably see the blue cover Photobook in that unboxing video whenever I get the Bebe version, and you can just kind of, I guess, see the cover when, I get it. But like I said, all of the inclusions or whatever are going to be the same inside because this is SM we're talking about, right? So they only change covers, they never change the contents inside. So just to let you guys know, there is another cover of the Photobook version, and that will be coming, I guess, very shortly, and you will probably see that at some point on the channel. And I did also pre-order these from K-Town For You, and K-Town For You was doing pre-order benefits, and so I did get one pre-order benefit from K-Town For You because I got one Photobook version. So I'm going to try and carefully remove this photo card from the plastic packaging here. So we have done that, and now we are going to get a better look at this Irene photo card if my camera will decide to focus. Thank you very much. But she is doing a cheek poke here in this photo card, and she has a white sweater on, looking very cute. And then we flip it over to the back, and it's a purple back, so not Irene's traditional color. Obviously her traditional color is pink, but we have a purple back, and it just says Biggest Fan on the back. So that is my one singular K-Town For You pre-order benefit. But yeah, that's kind of all I got in the intro for this video. So I'll probably start with the Photobook. So let's go ahead and start going through it. So to start, as I mentioned, we have the Photobook version for Irene Biggest Fan, and I have taken out all of the inclusions already. There were quite a lot of inclusions in this Photobook, and this Photobook also, you can kind of tell, is very thick. So this will probably take a long time to flip through, but we have a super pretty holographic cover here, and the cover and the back of this Photobook definitely resemble a magazine. So it definitely reminds me of a magazine you would see at a grocery store checkout aisle, I don't know, a Cosmo magazine or a 17 magazine or something of that nature. But on the top it says Irene first album Biggest Fan, and then it looks like we have a whole bunch of smaller pictures of Irene here, but those are coupled with the track list over here on the right side. And then we have another photo of Irene here holding a phone inside of a star. And then on the bottom here, it says, I'm your biggest fan, you're my biggest fan. And then we, of course, have all of the, I guess, copyright and stuff. Yeah, copyrights at the bottom. And then we have a super gorgeous glamour shot of Irene here that is kind of the main focus of the front cover. But we flip it to the back, and then we have a whole bunch of very interesting, fine details, if I do say so myself. So we have a fake smile eraser sponge. We have a plastic shine brush, a heavy-duty illusion scorer, We have an Expectation Fluffy Duster, a Set Demolition Toolkit, a My Rules Defender Gear, and a Miracle Pill Sweeper Set. So all very different and like interesting advertisements, I guess, in this like world that Irene has created here for Biggest Fan. And then up top here, it looks like this is a industrial vacuum of some sort. And then on the back, we also do have a track list once again at the top here. So this was a full album. So we had 10 tracks on the album, and I was super impressed and like really honestly like loved all the songs on this mini album. But if I was to pick like a top 5, I want to say 4 definitely go in there. So let me see. Face to Face, Million Miles Away, Love Can Make a Way, and Wasteland are definitely my top 4. Like, those are easily my top 4. And what I will say is that all 4 of those songs kind of have the same, like, vibe to them. And I think that's why I like them so much. But my top song is definitely Love Can Make a Way. I think that's still, this album came out, like, 2 weeks ago. I think that's still, like, my profile song on my Instagram. But Love Can Make a Way is definitely my favorite song on here. As far as the 5th song, it's honestly like we're splitting hairs in terms of like my 5th favorite song. Like, it could probably be Biggest Fan because I do like the title track, but honestly, any of these other songs could be like my 5th song. So my top 4, I will say, for this full album here are definitely Face to Face, Million Miles Away, Love Can Make a Way, and Wasteland. So that's my thoughts on the track list. Then we do have the side of the album here. So it just says Irene, Biggest Fan, and First Full Album. So that is a thorough look at what the outside of the album looks like. And then we open it up and we have this very pretty color contrast of purple and pink right here. And it says Biggest Fan on the first page. And then we open it up to the next page, and it has a phrase here on the left side. It says, "Wanna be perfect," with a question mark. And then on the bottom left, it says, "One call, 0 flaws, say goodbye to your imperfection." And then we have a very pretty photo of Irene there. But I'm kind of curious, I guess because they went like super, super crazy with the magazine kind of style on the front. I was kind of curious if they were gonna, this is kind of answering my question as I'm asking it, but I was kind of curious if they were going to continue with that same style into the actual like photo book itself. But if I want to make it through this photo book in a reasonable time, I better start flipping because if I just stop and talk about everything, this is gonna be like an hour-long unboxing for 3 copies, and I don't want that to happen. So it says, "Say goodbye to your imperfection," right there on the top left. And then we, of course, have another photo of Irene. But it seems like a lot of these are kind of like ad inspired, or like, oh gosh, what's the word that they use? I know what the word is, but it's not coming to me right now. Okay, I had to pull out my phone and Google it because it was really bothering me and I couldn't move on otherwise. But a CF. That's what I was trying to think of. So CF, commercial film or whatever, that's the other word I was trying to think of for advertisements. So it's very like CF vibes here on the inside of the photo book. And then we have a switch up here of outfits and also setting. So we have Irene here in this very interesting hat, and she's kind of got like a veil on, looking very, very gorgeous. And we do have some writing on the bottom here. So it says, "Why stay imperfect?" And once again, it's kind of asking a question. And then this next page, we have a phone number on the bottom, and it says, "Please allow 0.1 seconds for delivery." Okay, not really sure what that means. But we do have the number here. I wonder if that number, there's no way that number is real. Like, what happens if you wanted to call that phone number? But we have Irene here. She's once again at this like, I don't know, like secretary desk or welcome desk or something of that nature, right? But her outfit looks so, so cute here. And we have some more advertisements here kind of on the left side. So they're definitely, like, she was definitely going for like a magazine style for this photo book. And it's definitely coming off like very, very well. So We have some lyrics for Best Believe, so it looks like we're going to probably mix in some lyrics amongst all of these photos. And I was looking at the album details, and I mentioned also in the intro that this photo book is quite large. I think if I remember the details correctly, this photo book is like 140 pages. So one thing I will say about SM, even though they make the photo books the same in terms of like the inside and they just change the covers, I'm very appreciative that they decided to make a photo book this big for Irene's first full album. And also, very recently, because I just saw this yesterday on Twitter, Irene got a win for Biggest Fan. So she was like, looking at all of the reactions that I saw like on Twitter and stuff like that, she was probably more shocked than anybody, at least that was on the stage, that she won. Like, they announced that she won, and everyone was like jumping and clapping and celebrating or whatever, and she was kind of just like standing there, like staring off into space, like, what's happening? And then they handed her the flowers, and she was like, oh my gosh, like I won, like, oh my god. We have a material change here on the photo book itself. So this is no longer glossy pages. It kind of has like a newspaper feel to these pages, and they're also a little bit thicker. So I'm not sure if that's being picked up on the camera too much, but these pages are definitely different and made out of a different material. So we have a new outfit change as well. So we have Irene in a, I think like white top, and then she's got like a pink jacket or sweater or another top over top of that. So looking very cute, and she's wrapped up in a blanket here on the following page. Ooh, I have that. That is one page of Irene. That's like one of the versions. I forget what the version is called, but I have this version up like on the top of my shelf. It's set up and displayed. So that's an interesting little like Easter egg, I guess. Now I'm kind of looking into the background of like her room. I think this might be from Monster Era. I feel like, is that like a blonde, is that Irene in like a blonde wig? I feel like that might be from Monster Era. That's Chill Kill. That's 100% Chill Kill. I'm trying to like find other like Easter eggs in the room now. Ooh, I see Cosmic over here. I just knocked my tripod. Wait, this is actually like so fun. Like, I'm trying to find like different Easter eggs now, just like in the set design, but that's pretty cool. I like how they used like old, I guess, Red Velvet media in the set design for this photo shoot. So I really, really like that. We have some lyrics there for Face to Face. And then we flip it to the page. This was a teaser photo, and oh my goodness, if you want to talk about like Easter eggs, like let me just hold this closer to the camera. Like, look at all of the posters and just like different pictures up here. They're even on the ceiling. That is so crazy. But I think this was a teaser photo way back when they announced that Irene was going to do a full album, and so I guess that made its way into this photo book here. But really, really like all like the small details that Red Velvet pretty much always do, right? And even here we have some more like smaller details. So I forget, I think this is from, oh gosh, I think this is from, what is it? Oh gosh, it's her first release. Why can't I remember the title track right now? Like a Flower. I think this is from Like a Flower. And then this is from Queendom Era. And then I'm not quite sure where that's from. It doesn't look too familiar. This is from Birthday. Oh my gosh, I'm having like so much fun like trying to pick out where all of these photos are from. But yeah, like I said, Red Velvet, man, they just do not shy away from being like awesome and creative and very detailed in their presentation and just overall just like concepts and stuff. So really, really like what Irene did here with this photo book. And now we have a different outfit. So Irene is wearing sort of like a plaid jacket here or sports coat and also like a bandana. And this is actually the same outfit that she is wearing on the blue cover of the photo book version. So the cover of the photo book version I don't have. It's a blue cover and she's in this outfit. So I will eventually have that on hand when it gets delivered to me, but I do not have it right now. But we do get a sneak peek at some more photos of Irene in this very pretty outfit. And I also really like her hair in this outfit as well. Like, I like the bangs, and then kind of like the chopped bangs look here, like that kind of like shape her face. And then she's got the braids, like the double ponytail braids. Really, really like that. She looks so, so cute with that hairstyle. And of course, we have the big bunny that she's taking some photos with here, which Bunny, of course, is her representative animal for Red Velvet. One thing I also did want to mention, or I guess talk about a little bit, was the MV for Biggest Fan, as we look at the lyrics for Million Miles Away here. But the MV for Biggest Fan, I really, really enjoyed. There were a lot of things in it that reminded me of other things, if that makes sense. So like the opening scene, or I think like the first third of the music video was in like a subway setting. That subway really reminded me of the subway in Miyeon's Say My Name music video from like November. So I thought that was really interesting. And then I also noticed the outfits. And so I don't know if this is me projecting, right? But I was very keen to observe that all of the outfits seem to be red velvet colors. So I think she starts off in like a mustard colored outfit, and obviously like mustard, it's kind of like a dark yellow, but you could still argue that it's yellow, which that's obviously Seulgi's color. And then I think when they get to the first dance break in the subway, she's wearing a green outfit. And so green is obviously Joy's color. And then when they cut to the next scene, I noticed she's wearing like a pink, or it's not pink, it's a purple skirt. And then I also noticed like her stockings were kind of purple as well. So you could probably equate that to Yeri. And then one of the last outfits that she's wearing, the main color in it is blue. So obviously that would be Wendy. So I don't know if that was like an intentional choice. I don't know if I'm like looking into it too much, but if that was the case, I think that's just another like awesome little wrinkle in the music video, and a great way for Irene to kind of like call back to obviously being a member of Red Velvet, and not really like call back because Red Velvet is like still a thing, right? But you know, like reference, you know, Red Velvet in her solo project. I think that's a very cool and just like cute thing to do. So if that was the case, then I think that's really awesome. But like I said, it also could just be me like looking for things that aren't there. And so we have the next couple photos here. So we have Irene in the bunny costume now, looking so, so cute. And by the way, the pages flip back to glossy pages. So they're kind of like magazine pages now. So it seems like this middle section is all like newspaper, like feel and style pages. And then the first and third sections are all like magazine style like pages. So, but they hold up pretty well. They're not as like flimsy as magazine pages normally are. So even though they're kind of going for that glossy magazine look, they're still pretty sturdy like pages to the photo book. So we have Irene with a power drill here, which I did see. I think this might have also been a teaser photo, and it immediately reminded me of, I think it was an Irene and Seulgi like piece of content when Monster was coming out. I don't know if it was like an official, what was the reality show that they did 4 times? I can't remember. It's been so long, like what the title was. I don't know. I can't think of it. I literally just sat here in silence for like 30 seconds, and I cannot think of the name of that reality show that they did as Red Velvet 4 different times. But it was the show that they went to, I think, Pattaya in Thailand, and then they also did Slovenia for one of the seasons. Then I think they just stayed in Korea for one of the seasons. And I think maybe the 4th season was just Irene and Seulgi. I honestly can't remember. But her with the power drill kind of reminded me of a scene where they were building some furniture. I think it was like outside. I don't know. I forget exactly what the context was. But like Irene was using the power drill and it was shaking like so violently in her hand, and she was trying to control it. It was really funny. I was like, girl, like be careful. Like you're going to like break that chair. But we get to the last couple of photos here in this photo book. So we are nearing the end, and we have another outfit change here. So she has a vest, and she's kind of appearing as like a I don't know, like retail worker here. So earlier we saw her behind the desk and she was kind of like being a secretary or like welcome person behind the welcome desk. And now it looks like she's, I guess, like a retail worker. And it looks like the place is maybe like closed down, like they're closing up shop. And so they have like trash bags and the shelves are all cleaned out and whatever. So I guess maybe they're kind of ending the photo book, trying to say that, like, okay, like it's over now. And then we get to the back and we have the last track here, so Wasteland. Those are some lyrics for Wasteland. And then we have some final photos of Irene here. And then we have a final setting shot, and it says, "You don't have to be perfect." And then it also says, "Welcome to a world where shadows are no longer flaws, but proof that you are alive." So I think those are very good words to end on. And then we, of course, have the credits and then the back page, which is, once again, purple. So that was an awesome photo book. I really, really like this photo book. And like I said, I really enjoy like all of the Easter eggs, I guess, that they put in this photo book. Like the attention to detail was just so good. So that's all I got for the photo book and like all the pictures inside. So let's go ahead and move into the inclusions. So first up, we have a pretty big poster, it looks like. So this is a quad fold, and okay, so we get a very large vertical poster of Irene. It looks like this is the same, well, it's very similar to the same photo on the cover of this photo book, but I feel like the fold is kind of like doing her a little bit dirty here. But we have a very large poster, so it says biggest fantasy switch in the top right. And then, so this is also kind of giving like CF vibes. So it has a button here and it says one push, zero defects. Unveil the absolute version of your existence. The new standard of being has finally arrived. I almost said as finally arrived. But we have such a gorgeous photo of Irene here. This is honestly, I might hang this up, honestly. Like, this is such a pretty photo of Irene. Like, oh my goodness. But that is the poster that I got in my photo book. Moving on, we do get one postcard. And so I have a postcard of Irene in like the, I guess, secretary outfit. That's kind of what I'm calling it. I don't really think that's what they were going for, but given like the setting that we saw in the photo book, it is kind of giving like secretary vibes, or like she's a welcome person, like at a help desk or something. But it looks like she's on a phone here, and then we have, of course, like the veil, the see-through veil, and then we flip it over to the back, and it says biggest fan in pink, but the back is just predominantly white, so that is the postcard that I received. Up next, we have various stickers. So we have this first one. It says slide to say hi. So that's kind of like an iPhone slide to unlock type deal. And then it says perfect on this next sticker. And then we flip this sticker over so I can read it. And it says precious, handle with love. And then the last sticker is a button, and it says, press me. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of the easy button for Staples. If you live in America, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. This was like, oh my gosh, like, was this like 20 years ago now? But like, I feel like there was perhaps commercials, or Staples did something to promote like their shop, obviously, right? And I still think Staples exists, but like they promoted an easy button. And so you press the button and someone talks back to you and says, that was easy. So that's kind of what the button reminds me of here. It reminds me of the Staples easy button. So those are our 4 stickers that we got. Moving on, we have the CD. And so this is the sleeve that the CD comes in. So on the front it says, introducing biggest fantasy switch, and then we flip it over and it says your ultimate fantasy is just one push away. Erase your past, upgrade to your future, with an emphasis on upgrade. So this is the sleeve that the CD comes in. Irene looking very beautiful there. And then we flip it over, or not flip it over, but we take it out of the sleeve. And so this is the CD plate that we get, and it looks like it is a rotary phone here. So this is definitely throwing it back to at least like the 1980s, and definitely before. But we have the phone number. It says, don't wait, dial now. And then in the center, it says, biggest fan, Irene. And then it looks like we have the track list as well on the outside edge here. So very cool CD plate. And I do think that the CDs and the sleeve that the CD comes in are different amongst the Photobook version. So when I get the other Photobook cover, like the other Photobook version, I do believe that this sleeve and the CD plate will be different. So I'm definitely looking forward to that, but I think that is just like one small difference that I wanted to mention. The next inclusion I have looks to be an ID card. So it's a biggest fan club ID card. And so we have the name, the fan sense, the favorite track, and biggest fan of. Those are all blank, but then it also has a member ID, and the level is biggest, and the expiry never expires. So we have a photo of Irene here on the left, and then we flip it over, and this is the back of the ID card. So we have another photo of Irene, and then a place to put a name, a date, and a flaw to erase, and then also chosen fantasy down here. So 24/7 fake smile, sweet delusion package, and real life pink filter. Those are interesting fantasies. The 24/7 fake smile would be kind of crazy. Like, I feel like that would give off really bad vibes because people would probably be able to tell that you are faking your smile. But this is the ID card that we get in my Photobook version. We just have the random photo card left. All right, so this is the photo card. So this is the last inclusion for the Photobook version. So I'm going to flip, and oh my goodness gracious. Get out of town with this photo card. Oh my gosh, Irene looks so cute here. So she's obviously, quite obviously, in the bunny getup, or the bunny costume or outfit or whatever. And she looks so adorable here. I wonder if there's going to be like more photo cards of her in this outfit, because if that's the case, those are going to be probably in very high demand. So this is the back of the photo card, which is having difficulty focusing because of all the faces in the background. But we have Irene's signature, and then we also have her little message there on the bottom, and it just says biggest fan and Irene. I actually really enjoy the text that they used for like biggest fan and her name Irene down here. I really like this text, or the font that they use, so that's really cool. But yeah, super cute photo card that I got for my Photobook version. I hope when I get my other two copies in the future that I don't pull any dupes, but obviously there's going to be a possibility that I do. And I think there's also only 3 photo cards total for the Photobook version, even across like both versions. So it'll probably be pretty easy to pull dupes, but hopefully I don't. And that's all I got for the Photobook version. So let's move on to the compact version. All right, so moving on to the compact version, it looks like we have kind of a digipack style setup here for the compact version. So it kind of reminds me of Wendy's digipack version for Cerulean Verge. So it's kind of just like set up in that same way, or packaged in that same way. But we have a very pretty ribbon here on the front, kind of to give the illusion that the compact version is like a gift, I guess. And then we do have some elevated text on the front here. It just says biggest fan. So up here it says biggest, and then down here it says fan. It's kind of hard to tell with like the way my lighting is, I guess. And it's also not super easy to tell like in real life too, but there is some elevated text there. And then we flip it over to the back, and it says biggest fan in the top left, Irene first album in the top right, and then we of course have the full track list in the middle here. And then these are all of the sides of the album. So let me do that and just rotate here. But yeah, it looks like we have this little tab that we open, and it should just unfold, I'm guessing. I'm gonna try not to break this while I open it. All right, so I jimmied it open, and so now I'm just going to open it to the middle here. And so this is what you see exactly when you open everything. So we have a bunch of Irene photos of her like in that bedroom once again that we saw a lot of in the Photobook. And then we have all of the inclusions in the center, which I'm going to set to the side right now. But this is kind of just like a better look of what the inside looks like. And once again, I think this is probably like the teaser photo. So they probably just use this teaser photo a lot across all of these versions. So I'm going to set this to the side right now, and then I'm probably going to organize all the stuff that we got and start going through it. All right, so it looks like there is no, I guess, quote-unquote photo book for the compact version. We just have a whole bunch of postcards, like square postcards, but we have these. Then we also have a couple other small inclusions, including the photo card. We have the CD, and then we also have a lyric booklet, which we will get to, but for right now, I'm just going to show these postcards one by one. So we have Irene here opening up a gift for this first postcard, and that is what the back of these postcards look like. And then we have another photo of Irene peeking into that room. Moving on to the next postcard, we have a vertical postcard this time, but it is Irene in the same outfit here. And the back also does, I guess, change orientation because these backs are horizontal because they were obviously horizontal, but because this one is vertical, the backs also are different. So that's very interesting. I kind of like how they did that. We have another postcard here of Irene reading a book, but then also looking at the camera a little bit longingly, if I do say so myself. We have another vertical postcard. She's holding a fork, and it looks to have some sort of food on it. I think that might be tteokbokki. Judging by what I see in front of her here, that's probably like a rice cake, and it looks like we have some popcorn in the foreground, and then we have like a photo album here, and some photo cards. I think those are photo cards. I think those are from Like a Flower era, or perhaps One Page of Irene. I'm not quite sure, but still super, super cute that they included like a whole bunch of like old Irene medias in the set design for this. I cannot get over it. I know I keep like mentioning it, but I cannot get over how cool that is. Like, I just find it so cool. This is a crazy poster right here. Like, look at the, like, it's a cowboy hat. Irene is in a cowboy hat, and then it has like some things, maybe like tassels dangling down. I have no idea what era that's from, but that is so cool. Like, that's such a cool photo of Irene. And she has a guitar in the background here as well. And then we flip it over to the back, and of course, it's going to be the same. Then we move on to a postcard of Irene laying on the floor underneath a blanket here, and it looks like she has a pen and then some sort of, I don't know if that's like a calendar or something. I can't quite tell through the camera here, but it's probably just something to write on, like a notebook or something. And then we have another postcard. She's looking, oh my gosh, is that a Cosme version? I think that's a Cosme version. She's looking at a Cosme version from Cosmic era. That's so cool. And she's wearing a headset as well, or some headphones. That is so, so cool. This is from Psycho era, 100%, so Reve Festival finale. And then I feel like this is also an album version. I think this is the mirror version for Like a Flower. I think that's what it is. Hold on. Yeah, this is definitely the mirror version for Like a Flower. So that's also another really cool Easter egg that they incorporated into here. And then we go to the next postcard, and she's kind of wrapped up in the blanket fully here. That actually looks so, so comfortable. Like, I kind of want to be wrapped up in a blanket right now. Although it's pretty hot outside today. Like, I think it's supposed to go up to almost 90 degrees today where I live, so I don't know if I really want to be in a blanket right now. But we have Irene here. She's kind of sitting in a pile of envelopes, so very interesting. I don't know if that's supposed to like mimic like fan letters or something like that, but that's probably what it could be mimicking. But that is all we got for all of the postcards for the compact version, so very interesting inclusions. Up next, we have the lyrics booklet. So I think in here it's just going to be predominantly credits and lyrics with maybe a couple like new photos that we haven't seen. This is even a better look at all of the posters and just like old Red Velvet medias that they have plastered all over the wall in this little set here. So can definitely like enjoy looking at all of those. Those are so, so cool. But we are going to move on with the unboxing and flip through this little lyric sheet and photo book. So as I mentioned, it's mostly going to be lyrics here. Not really too many new photos in this little booklet. And we make it to the back and we have credits, and that's it. So With the compact version, you do get a little booklet full of lyrics and just a couple of new photos. Moving on, we have the CD itself for the compact version. So this is the sleeve that it comes in. And so the front just says biggest fan, and it has the track list on the bottom there. And then we flip it over, and this is supposed to mimic, I guess, sealing an envelope with wax like they used to do. My goodness, so many centuries ago. Mine, unfortunately, came bent like this, so I tried to bend it back, and I will probably try to bend it back a little bit, but it's a little bit unfortunate that one came bent, but I'm going to take out the CD, and so this is what my compact version CD looks like. Looks like a holographic style, but perhaps that's just like because it's clear, like the text is clear, and so obviously, if you hold like a clear CD to the light, it's going to look holographic. So that's probably the effect I'm getting. But we have Irene peeking over some sort of like table or barrier. She's wearing some sort of like white lace gloves, but she looks very cute and adorable here. And then it just says biggest fan in the center. And then on the bottom, it has the track list. So that's what the CD looks like for the compact version. The second to last inclusion we have is this little, I guess, doorknob hook. I don't really know what to call this. Don't judge me guys, but I did smell it. And I only say that because so often now these days, I feel like they are sneaking inclusions into albums that like are scents or whatever. Like, for example, my Yuna ice cream unboxing, I got like an ice cream cone that kind of honestly like looked like this. Like, it looked like it was just like cardboard, and it was in a little package, and then someone commented that was like, oh yeah, that's supposed to be like an air freshener. And I was like, really? Like, it still just kind of like gets to me that they put like air fresheners sometimes in albums, but this does not smell like an air freshener. This smells like paper. So this is some sort of like doorknob thing. I guess it's like a do not disturb is kind of what it's kind of mimicking here. So on this side, it says open now, I'm here for you. And then on the other side, it says not now, busy being me. So I guess if you wanted to like stick this on your door handle when you didn't want people to come into your room, then that's what the use for this is for. But just a note, it does not smell. All right, so the last thing we got for the compact version is, of course, the photo card. And I do believe this is also a random 1 out of 3 photo cards for the compact version. So we're going to flip and, ooh, okay, so we get a Irene photo card here of her, I think in the mustard color outfit. She's wearing the jacket, a leather jacket over top, but I think this is the mustard color outfit I was referring to earlier, like way back at the beginning of this unboxing. But she looks so incredibly like beautiful and gorgeous here. She has the color contacts and just the like long brown hair, I guess black hair. It's pretty much black. It kind of looks brown on my camera right now, but it's probably black hair. And then we flip it over and we have the signature, and we also have a little message down here. It just says biggest fan and Irene on the top and bottom right there. So that is my photo card pull for the compact version. Let's go ahead and get into the TV version next. All right, so the last version for this unboxing video is going to be the TV version. And I do want to mention, because I did not mention this at the beginning of the video, there is also 2 versions of this as well. So there's going to be a white version, which is the one I got here, where the TV is white, but then there's also another version where the TV is pink, and so I guess that's the pink version. So once again, I just ordered one random one because at the time SM kind of alluded to there would only be one version of this version, but of course the way SM does things, they announce things way after pre-orders and kind of solidify things way after pre-orders open, and so I only have one version. I actually did not order another version of this just because I'm happy with this like one copy that I have. So I'm not really worried about not having the pink TV version, but the white version is the one I have here. And so this is what the outside packaging looks like. So it says biggest fan and TV version on the front, and it is holographic as well. We have a little bit of a hollow effect. And it says wind and go. So I think the whole idea of this version is you wind it up and it's supposed to like scroll pictures on the TV. I have seen a lot of posts on Twitter, and then even like the one that they gave Irene for her comeback live to like demo, it did not work. And so what I've been seeing is that this version is very controversial, mainly because SM, I guess, made it in a way to where a lot of them malfunction. So we're gonna have to see when I wind mine up if it actually functions as intended or if I got a malfunctioned one. But I've been seeing so many posts on Twitter, like it's been a lot of people with like malfunctioned versions or just versions that don't work. And like I said, the one that they gave Irene on her comeback live, it didn't work. So I was like, what does that tell you? But we're going to flip to all the sides of this outer packaging here. So this is the one side. She's in the bunny costume, and it says, roll the scene to reveal who's behind the mask, your own biggest fan. Okay, so that's what that side says. And then, okay, this is kind of like instructions. So you twist the tail, and then it should, like I said, rotate through some pictures on the TV. No batteries required. And then on this side, it has the track list, which we've already seen. And then we go to the top, and the top says, ready to play, give my tail a spin, and I'll show you my world. And then we go to the bottom, and the bottom, it just has the Comca sticker and the barcode and stuff that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. So I'm going to get into this here, and I think this is literally just like 2 photo cards, because I think one photo card is going to be a QR card, and then the other obviously like regular photo card, and then just like the TV itself. So let me see here. We take the TV out, and I do see a couple things on the side here. So let me take these out without seeing them. And just in case anyone was curious, I did take out the bottom, so this like blue stand that the TV version sits on in the bottom of this box, and nothing is underneath. So it is, as I mentioned, literally just the TV version itself, and then it looks like a couple photo cards on the side of the box. So that's what that looks like. And then we are just left with the TV itself here. So very cute design. I will say, like, even if this doesn't work, this is absolutely like 11 out of 10 in terms of creativity and design and all of that stuff. So it looks like we have a sticker on the front here protecting the TV screen, and then we can remove it. And we do have, oh, you can see my ring light. We do have a first photo here on the TV screen. So I'm going to, I guess, set the sticker to the side. I'm not really sure where to put it right now. Let me figure out where to put the sticker. All right, so the sticker is out of the way. And so once again, this is what the TV looks like. This is very small, by the way. So I do have big hands, but like you can kind of tell how small this TV is, or this TV version is, even without the frame of reference of my hands. But this is such a cute and just like small version for an album. This is what the side looks like. You know what this side reminds me of? Okay, it reminds me of the computers that were really big back in the day. When I say back in the day, I mean like literally like the year 2000. Maybe it was like late 90s, very early 2000s. But there were these computers. I don't remember honestly who made them or who like produced them, but they looked exactly like this. Like imagine the bunny leg wasn't here and the bunny ear wasn't here, and you were just looking at the side view. It reminds me of those computers. If you go back and watch the Disney Channel original movie, and this is like fresh in my head because St. Patrick's Day just happened like a month ago, but if you go back and watch Luck of the Irish, there's a scene where like there's a whole bunch of like in the same shot, there's like a whole bunch of these computers that this reminds me of. Where they're all different colors, so like red, yellow, green, blue, whatever. So if you watch that scene, you'll definitely like know what computers I'm talking about. But my sister had one when we were growing up, and so this kind of reminds me of those computers, or I guess computer monitors, and obviously like not a CPU inside of them, but they were computer monitors. But we have the back of the rabbit here, and then the other side, and then this is what the bottom looks like. But I guess let's just get into this, and I guess it's the moment of truth. So which way should I wind this? I think I have to wind it like this. Okay, so mine works. It looks like mine works. Okay, so that's actually cool. I'm glad mine works. I was really worried I was gonna get a defective one. Perhaps if I like twist it enough, it's not going to work. Like it will break. But it looks like if I just do this, I don't know how much I need to wind it. That's the thing. So let me just do this and then release, and then you guys can get a better look at all of the photos. So let me release. All right, so I think those are all of the photos. Let me just double check. Yeah, so I think you guys have seen all of the, I guess, pictures that they have on the TV here. It's really only like 4 or 5, but I did just do like a quick like swipe through to double check that I've probably shown all of them, and I think I have. So I'm very happy I got a copy that works because, as I mentioned, I've been seeing a lot of folks with a lot of broken copies of the TV version. So very happy with how that turned out. And now I just have a couple inclusions to go through. It looks like most of them are photo cards here, but I think I have a little, yes, I have a little piece of paper. So this is kind of instructions. Oops, almost dropped it. But these are instructions, I guess, on accessing the QR code, like extra benefits and stuff like that. So not too concerned about that. We do also get a sticker. So this is a photo of Irene in the bunny costume, and she is on the TV screen of the TV version album. So I think that's a very cute sticker indeed. Love that so much, but it's just the one sticker that we got for the TV version. Then we do have the QR card first up. So we have the logo for this era. So it's Irene, so IR, and then it's in the shape of a heart. Once again, Red Velvet, just like the way they do their logos, man. So creative, and just love it so much. Like, I just love the way that Red Velvet's design team like does so well each and every comeback for any of the members. Like, it's so incredible. But this is the one side of the QR code, and then, or QR card, and then I'm gonna flip it over because the QR card is on the other side, but we have a photo of Irene on the other side. I'm going to do a cut, and then I will be covering the QR code, and then you'll see the picture. So this is the other side of the QR card, and as I mentioned, we have the QR code at the bottom, but we do have a photo of Irene looking very cute on the top half of this photo card, and so I'm going to be covering the code here, so you won't be able to see the bottom, but we still have that cute photo of Irene on the top, but that is our QR card for the TV version. And last but not least, we have the photo card for the TV version. And I do believe this is, once again, a random 1 out of 3. So I'm going to flip, and ooh, okay, so we get another Irene photo card in a different outfit. So I think all of my photo card pulls today, we've had different outfits, which I do like a lot. This is the, I guess, like, secretary outfit is what I've been calling it for most of this unboxing. So she's in the black and white outfit, and she's got kind of the veil, and she's got her hair tied up, but she looks very cute here, doing a bit of a cheek poke. And then we flip it over to the back, and it's kind of the same back as all the other photo cards. So biggest fan, and Irene is on the top and bottom, and then we just have the signature and her message there as well. So that completes the TV version and all of the inclusions I got for it. Once again, really love this album version. And as long as it works, like if you guys buy this and pick it up and your TV version works, I think, like I said, I'm really happy for you guys that yours works, because as I mentioned, there have been a lot that like have malfunctioned and do not work. So I really hope that if you are seeing this video, you got a TV version that works. And if you didn't, I sincerely apologize, and I hope you get your money back, or you can return it or something, because I think that's kind of messed up that they mass release something like this, and it seems like almost 50% of them don't work. So that's all I got for the TV version. That's all I got for this unboxing. Let me bring everything back into frame, and then I'm going to outro. So that is all I got for this unboxing of Irene's first full album, Biggest Fan. As I just mentioned, really, really happy with everything overall. I think they just knocked it out of the park with the concept and just overall presentation of these album versions and the album as a whole. And as I mentioned, really, really enjoy a lot of the songs, basically all of the songs on this full album. So I'm so happy for Irene, and I'm so happy she got a win for this comeback, which again, like, doesn't really happen too often for Red Velvet or Red Velvet members, I feel like. So, like I said, very happy she got a win on a music show that is so, so, so deserved. And yeah, just super happy with this comeback. I am actually recording this video directly after I recorded my Everglow unboxing. So by the time you see this video, I should be releasing this on Wednesday to my YouTube channel. So you would have already seen the Everglow unboxing that I uploaded on Monday. And so this is going up on Wednesday. And then on Friday, I do plan on doing a special edition unboxing for Yuna's ice cream. So there's two special editions for Yuna's ice cream. And they're both like jewel cases. They're kind of like the Crazy in Love jewel case version or whatever that they did for Crazy in Love for ITZY. So that's kind of what we're looking forward to on Friday. And then after Friday, I don't really know exactly what comes next, but we're basically going to get back into a lot of the photo card content we've been doing. So yeah, definitely a very busy time of the year for me. I'm trying to stay like just determined and trying to get through all of these unboxings up for you guys, because I know you guys have been looking forward to a lot of them, and I also have been looking forward to filming them and talking about them. So yeah, this week is definitely going to be very fun and a lot of videos on my channel because we have all these unboxings. So thank you guys so much for watching. But with all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up and get out of here. So thank you guys so much for watching to this point in the video. If you did, I hope you have an awesome day or night whenever you watch this, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Bye.